will push him through. It's going to be difficult, but not undoable. He's going to be going up against the mountain that is this man, the GSL champion. It is TY.
And over here in the bottom left-hand side of the map, we have the red Protoss player from Team Alpha X Esports. He is nice. But also,
did we only have PBTs today? Only PBTs, no mirrors, huh?
Oh my God, you're right. There was actually maybe only one way. There might have been two possibilities of how this group could have played out to only get PBTs today, and this was this is one of the two. That's actually
amazing.
Pretty insane.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. All right, this probe is gonna poke in and see what they can find, but nothing too crazy here on the side of TY. So Nice is just gonna see what he sees and prepare accordingly. I guess. Yeah, I guess this is pretty standard, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You're just looking to try and poke around, harass the SCV a little bit, waste some mining time. You wait for that SCV to go down to the low ground and probably try and block the command center a bit. But really what you're trying to keep an eye out for is one, obviously harassment stuff. Oh, he wins that fight. Yeah.
I'm not sure who wins that fight. It was one shot for either. I'm not sure who got the first shot off.
I think the probe was going to get the next shot there for a split second, but
yeah,
ends up getting pushed back.
Well. Indeed.
But it's a normal looking opening for both these players. Usually you just want to try and be a bit annoying with that probe, maybe like deny the low ground for a tiny bit. But again, it's a gate cyber core opening, so you're kind of hoping that either they go for the later command center on the low ground, or you can at least harass and poke around at that SCV, soften it up so that the Adept will two-shot the SCV instead. So those are the small little things that Nice is hoping for. But with an SCV scout, TY is going to know about all this. He's going to definitely try and have some preparation for it.
Yeah, he also scouts around with the Reaper, which is good on Nice to leave with that probe early, right? So that the Reaper has to look for it. And TY is being very defensive this time around. He hasn't really crossed the map with the Reaper. The SCV is gonna do the Reaper's job of scouting instead. We'll see if this Adept can find a delay onto that CC.
Oh boy, so our wonderful observer map was just pointing out that it was a second barracks being added on over there for TY. So I think maybe part of the reason he has that Reaper back at home is because he really wants to make sure that this Adept cannot get too far forward or anything. It cannot get a scout out on that additional barracks being added on, because this is going to be a bit more of an aggressive like Marine push, I think. So we'll see exactly how TY decides to play this out. But this is something I really like about TY, is that he is not one of those Terran players that just says, this is the way I play this matchup. He is a build order master. He's able to mix things up a bit.
Yeah, and this is looking like a 2-1-1 for the time being. A very classic Terran build. He's going to show up with presumably 2 medevacs full and Stim at a reasonable time here. And, you know, if Nice doesn't have a shield battery and enough units in position, it could be very dire, very dangerous. However, if Nice is in position, this is not a small commitment by TY.
Yeah, absolutely. You do want to actually try and get something done with this. Reaper's going to be able to stay alive and picks off a probe, so a good start there for TY. But I think now is the point where that Adept, it's going to continue to shade forward, and you kind of want to hide how many Marines exactly you have if you're TY, but I think the Adept actually walks over all 4 of the Marines that were moving out and 4 of the Marines that were on the ramp. So I think Nice should have enough information to suspect some of this stuff now.
Yeah, he does have 3 gateways on the way as well, so production-wise, he's not doing too bad at all. He has Blink, which might be a little bit, you know, like if the Marines cross the map, then Stalkers are not going to be great at fighting. So Blink could be a little bit of a waste compared to, say, Charge defensively. At the same time, if he is able to catch those medevacs with the Stalkers, or if he has the units in position to defend, Blink can super punish this attack on the retreat. So we'll see what Nice is able to do. There's a Marauder actually also going to be joining the fray for TY, and he's supply blocked.
I actually really like this setup right now for Nice. Just like you said, like the four gateways worth of Stalkers and having Blink. I feel like that's just a hard shutdown on a lot of the potential harassment here. The number of Stalkers, even before you get into like Blink micro, to keep these Stalkers alive or potentially just snipe off the medevac immediately and, you know, prevent a retreat. That Stalker count is high enough that it is pretty threatening if TY decide to just go for some kind of quick drop. So With 16 Marines out and a couple of Widow Mines, it looks like the plan here for TY is to just have a pretty decently sized army before worrying about doing any kind of move out. The War Prism here going to both provide high ground vision and also allow him to warp in a lot of these reinforcements. This is actually a very large Stalker force. Bunker does get salvaged, and Adept is going to scout out the army. I don't, did that Marine see how many Stalkers are here?
I'm not sure, but the Stalkers are, like you were saying, in a good position. They do not want to attack in, though. I think that this is too many units for TY. I don't know that Nice wants to go up this ramp, but with Link, he's just gonna leverage his army's HP and kind of trade somewhat effectively here. This is very nice, actually.
I'm definitely a fan of how he's doing the trades. I would have loved it if he had been able to get the bunker, which I think was his big thing, right? If you get the bunker, you open up pathways for both sides. Oh, the mines, like you were saying, gonna force a recall.
Yeah, 3 probes being sectioned off, perhaps one too many. This mine will get sniped right on time, and there isn't any more mines to worry about. So all in all, 3 probes go down. The medevac will not. But it also buys TY some space to move out on the map, right? He didn't really go for that 2-on-1 that we were talking about. He has continued to make a lot of units. He has a lot of Widow Mines, and I think he was kind of hoping that Nice attacked into him. Nice didn't attack into him, but he never got a third either or anything like that, right? Like, not really a strong transition out of these Stalkers yet.
I actually think that Nice is a very bad spot right now, Cats. Having to recall all of your Stalkers like that to deal with the Widow Mine drop, I actually, you know, in retrospect, I think back and I'm like, I'm actually not sure that I like that, because remember, the Widow Mines, they get one shot and then they're kind of done, but the Stalkers, they had to get something done. Nice was sitting on 42 workers. Like you said, he didn't grab a third base. He didn't have a forge up. He didn't have a Templar Archives or something. He's adding on a Robo Bay now. I actually think that was a really pretty committed attack there for Nice, and he didn't get anything done.
Yeah, and that is to TY's credit. I mean, he made so very many units, and he was just set up defensively, right? Kind of the approach that we saw Hero Marine take earlier. 5 probes have gone down to this medevac drop, and another mine will burrow only to catch an extra probe, it looks like. Oh, if any at all.
Yeah, looks like it might be able to catch 2, maybe 3 if he gets really lucky. Oh, he's doing the retarget firing to delay it.
Yes, indeed. I agree with that. And
that is, I don't know. I still feel like it's going pretty swimmingly right now for TY.
Yeah, it's looking really, really good. He's adding a lot of production as he gets ready to take his third. Obviously, Nice already has a third on location, but his army is not particularly strong at fighting head up. That he's gonna have Colossi coming out, and that's gonna be the first units that can anchor things for him nicely and provide that that AoE for him. But all in all, like you said, I really like TY's position at this point.
More attempts at these Widow Mine drops. Haven't really gotten too much damage done with them, but you know, even if the first one or second one or third one doesn't succeed, doesn't mean that just continuing to put on a bit of pressure doesn't have value. And you never know, sometimes you will get a bit luckier as the game goes on. You have more units, you have more places you have to look at as you expand further out. These Widow Mines don't look like they're going to be able to get too much more, but hey, find a Stalker at least. That's something. Yeah,
and 3 probes. It's not too bad, and he has done really well. Nice at killing. So TY uses that opportunity to move out on the map. Nice just to move out and get some positioning, I guess. I'm not sure if can Protoss overreact to a move out like Zerg can.
I mean, yes, to some degree for sure. Like, for example, sometimes if like let's say like you have your Robo or you have double Robo or something, you're producing Colossus, and you see a move out and you think, oh, if I make another Colossus, I'm not even going to get out in time. Like, I just need Zealots. I just need to warp in a bunch of Zealots right now. Like, you can kind of invest into things that you don't need to immediately, similar to Zerg, just with the way that Protoss players play sometimes these days. But I don't know.
Makes sense.
I'm a little bit surprised that TY backed off from the third. I actually think he had enough to just kill that army that was at the third.
Yeah, maybe so, but he's playing it safe, and I can't blame him. I mean, he has a very strong position just off of defending. If he wants to situate a fourth or wants to situate his third a little bit better, then that's going to work out fine for him, I think. He clears that Zealot, and so he's able to take that fourth whenever he wants. He's making Vikings to account for the Colossus. He's well ahead in upgrades already compared to Nice. So I think things are looking up for TY.
Absolutely. There's one thing I will mention that we do see now out on the map. Only one of them The cat's the disruptor. The disruptor, no, not the dark shrine.
I was thinking dark shrine as well. Yeah.
Look. I know I like Dark Templar map, but I don't think that's going to be the thing that really pulls this game back. But the disruptors, I think, if you rewind back to that first game, or that first series that TY had played, the disruptors for Nice were getting insanely good hits off against TY. I actually think there's maybe a bit of potential there.
All right, the stalkers might get us. Nice, no cancel. Very good moves, and that's gonna be really important though. TY seems to have had enough of it. He's maxed out on a pretty strong army, and he's now pushing across the map. It's gonna be very, very difficult for Nice to hold this good amount of energy on those medevacs. A lot of tanks to anchor things, and this is gonna be an annoying position. To Nice's credit that the rocks have been taken down already. So that's going to make it a little bit easier to engage, but he doesn't have as many zealots as he did before. Oh.
Yeah. Disruptors at least find a little bit of damage over there, just whittling away at that army. And because TY is still setting up his siege tanks and everything, those disruptors are going to have some time to regenerate their shots. But as 3 more tanks move forward, this becomes very, very difficult for Nice to actually defend this location over here. A couple of force fields being thrown down. The Colossus adding in some DPS. Disruptor shots way too far down on the south side to actually get involved with the army fight. And the Stalkers are just going to get eviscerated.
Yeah, the Vikings could very well land. I'm not sure why they haven't yet. There we go, and Nice will have to tap out. Masterclass by TY.
Definitely gives some time to harass all the SCVs building the barracks and everything. That is for sure. Going to be able to continue to pick away at that and regen your shields. But I don't know. See, here's my thought process on it. It can absolutely be nice, and I like that, you do something like that. Well, if you give up an economic advantage, you have to question, okay, if I'm like versus a player of equal skill level or someone that's worse than me, then doing these kind of harassments, and it's like an opportunity to outplay them, right? If you're doing it versus someone like TY, you have to question, am I going to get more value than I lost for doing this harassment, right? By pulling the worker that early on. I feel like it's less likely versus TY.
Yeah, that is a very good point. I mean, there is a universe where he scouts and TY doesn't have a barracks at all, and then he knows that it's a proxy. Or maybe, maybe there's a universe. He went for that zealot earlier on where he prevented the wall of for TY. So maybe he just feels like preventing the barracks being placed on location makes it so that TY has to account for something like that. I don't know. There's little things that this forces, but I'm with you. I think overall that was an extremely fast probe scout, and if the game plays out just normally, it just doesn't do anything, right?
Yeah, no, that's actually a good point, and the fact that it was a deviation, but something from what happened in the first time they played, but looked very similar. Could have it could have been like a mind game to try and force TY to overreact. That's definitely true.
Yeah, I'm not sure what an overreaction would look like from him. But I mean, that would have been a good idea. It's gonna be a reactor on the barracks here. The factory walls off, but there's no space for the add-on, so I guess he's just gonna have to float it. Instead, he'll start with a Hellion.
Yeah, I guess so. It just adds on the starport behind it, so it's gonna probably just be the single Hellion for now. Reaper pops up over the main base, finds a pretty normal looking Protoss main base with the Adept on the other side of the map. There's not a whole lot to push back that Reaper, but knew that there was going to be a second Adept coming and already saw what he wanted to, saw the Stargate, and now can just continue to check and make sure, all right, you got your probes and everything. Everything looks pretty normal.
Yes, indeed. The Adept's gonna get out, and oh, wow, that Reaper really exploded. I'm not sure if it exploded like as harshly as it did on my screen for you. I don't know how the physics translate, but yeah, that was poor Reaper, man.
Definitely not the way you want to go.
Yeah, definitely not. All right, this Adept.
Find a Marine.
Not too bad. And a second Marine maybe, but it would maybe cost the Adept's life. Okay, he's just gonna back away, so not the best start trade-wise for Nice there.
Okay, I mean, with the Phoenix coming on out, he is gonna have the ability to put on a little bit of pressure here, but we actually have first Viking already out there for TY. That's gonna help out a little bit with Phoenix Harass, and even the Cyclone's coming on out, so it's definitely, he's gonna have the tools he needs to help deal with some of the Phoenix Harass, but we'll come down a little bit to control and positioning here for TY.
Yeah, I'm not sure of what TY is afraid of here, if he has even spotted the Phoenixes, or if he's looking to use a scanner or something of the likes. But it's kind of weird because both players are kind of hoping that the other player commits to an early aggression, right? Like TY is patrolling here and Nice is patrolling there with his Phoenix, and that's kind of the gamble that they're taking is, hey, if you attack me, I have a pretty good defensive setup, but neither player doing it, so yeah, we'll see what happens.
Makes sense, and I feel like usually you end up seeing the Phoenix player move out with 5 Phoenix, so that's going to be the time where maybe Nice says, all right, I think I have an opportunity to put some harassment on and kind of reveal my Phoenix over here. The Cyclone and stuff, I could see maybe TY thinking like, is it an like I know there's a Stargate out, that's why I also got the Viking and everything, but if it was an Oracle, you'd be very, very well set up for this. Right now, it's only 6 Marines and there's 5 Phoenix, so this does get a little bit funky here in terms of the defense here for...
Yeah, this could be great. It's a good start already for Nice. Want to take care of those... Oh, the Viking lands for TY. Brilliant moves. Oh, the Cyclone survives. Wow, TY, that was godlike, right? Like, because he lands the Vikings after they absorb just enough to make sure that there's not enough DPS to take down the Cyclone. That's just brilliant moves from TY.
Really, really well done. Yeah, oh man, it's so tough actually to, when you have Phoenix there, for some reason, you'll have to talk to Roddy about this. Getting them to target fire while also controlling them is so difficult, right? Because they just auto shoot, right? So every time you issue like one of the move commands around, they're basically just attacking whatever is closest to them. And that's a tough beat there, because Nice definitely could have gotten a bit more damage done potentially there and kind of gets denied it now. Maybe could find the Raven over here if that Cyclone isn't totally covering it, but it looks like it's going to have a solid wall of defense.
Yeah, and really no one, I mean, I don't want to say no one ever thinks about stuff like this, but TY thinks about stuff like this more than maybe any other Terran player ever. So he's always looking to outmaneuver with really small things that other people just don't think about, like soaking up shots with the Viking. I can't stress enough how beautiful that move was. And yeah, I mean, that's why he's the DSGO champion.
This is a very interesting and strange push. I feel like Nice has just detected that there just aren't that many units right now. The Phoenix pick up the Cyclone. They killed off the Raven earlier as well. And the Immortals just rallying across the map with the Depths.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Nice even needs to attack into this. This was already pretty successful, but the Immortal, just go for it. Just go for it.
No! Oh my God, he had the opportunity. I think he maybe realized, like, no, I want to lift up the siege tank with the Phoenix because that's what I'm supposed to do, but he just didn't realize there was no bio down there.
Yeah, he freaked out, right? The Immortal, like you said, was rallied across the map, so he wasn't paying attention to it, and then his commander told him, hey, your units, you know, watch out, and he just pulled them instinctively, but that tank was dead if the Immortal just continued to push on forth, so that would have been very good for Nice. Instead, TY is going to be able to situate his third, and I mean, this is a pretty open-ended game.
It's such a strange attack. Cats, tell me about the 7-minute 45 second, 1 Immortal, 6 Adept, 2 Colossus, 6 Phoenix timing attack, or 7 Phoenix timing attack.
You know, I really don't mind it too much. It looks pretty powerful. The Adepts are going to be able to sit under the Colossi, whereas, like, say, Zealots would run on forward. So this is kind of interesting. He doesn't really need the Stalkers for anti-air because he has the Phoenix. So I kind of don't mind it, but this is a very open area. So Nice is going to have to be very, very careful not to get fully surrounded by these Marines.
Yeah, I'm actually really glad that he pulls back because he did get some nice damage done. He was able to kick off a couple of workers. He kind of scared TY, got him to stim up a lot, damage the command center. But if you stick around there too long, you're going to lose everything. And those are all very expensive units aside from the Adepts. So important to keep it alive. Another Colossus is rallying across the map right now. Oh, I'm really worried. Okay, please realize this. Please don't walk that Colossus into the army. Please don't walk the Colossus into the army.
Please do not walk the Colossus into the... Okay.
Okay.
Nice. 6 gateways as well coming up on the side of Nice. I really like the things that he has been doing for the most part this game, at least strategically. I mean, he's getting outplayed a couple times by TY, but you know, just as far as the tactics and the little micro moves. But he has had very good strategical input here. Nice. And I really like the way that he's been handling this. This is a very open-ended game, like I was saying before.
I completely agree, and I really like the way that you put that, because I actually do think that is the thing that the Taiwanese scene really brings to the table. Is I actually think they have crazy good level of strategy and playing a little bit outside the norm, identifying really strange things to like the rest of the scene, you know, the rest of the regions that they don't quite know how to handle as well. And I feel like that is what has caused Nice to lead up a bit in supply over here with honestly a pretty scary looking army. Now the question here for me, Cats, is when does Nice feel like he's going to move out? If he's going to move out anytime soon, because he's got a lot of charge slots, and maybe he's just going to play defensive with them.
Is that a different ghost skin? Are those 3 Novas? Is a Nova like, does a Nova only pop out like once every million years or something?
Those aren't Nova. Those are
okay.
God, it's like stone or something. It's one of the other skins, but it's
Cool.
not Nova.
All right.
Nova has very, as a excellent sneaking unit, Nova has bright yellow or like bright yellow hair.
Oh, really? Yeah, I guess she does,
very
pops up.
like very noticeable.
Oh, big EMP on a lot of those Phoenix, and Nice is still looking to take the engagement in spite of a lot of his army lagging behind. I guess he sees an opening without the siege tanks, and now the rest of his army is gonna join, but so is TY's. Bravi, this was such a funny engagement, but I really don't blame him either way. Both players unprepared for it.
Yeah, that was the funny thing, right? Like you were saying about the siege tanks, but even a lot of the bioforces still over by the 3rd base there for TY. So I think even though that looked really terrible for Nice, it still ended up being okay-ish.
Yeah.
Now, he's gonna have the War Prism over here. You commit to this? Do you feel like this is something you can commit into, Cass? Because I look at that and I'm like, that is a Terran player that I don't attack into with a mass charge lot army.
Yeah, look at all the artificial chokes that TY has made, but as he lifts the CC, there might be an opening actually. So maybe he needs to lift that CC back down because that choke is very important for TY right now. And we've seen this succeed for Nice a couple of times, Ravi, so I wouldn't count him out. It looks like he might be pushing to go for it, but instead absorbs something like 4 tank shots right in the middle of his army, and with that, I think he's gonna pull back at least enough to replenish the shields.
Okay. You know what? With the fact that he's taking another base behind all this, if he's able to just kind of posture around and delay or deny a 4th, I don't hate that idea that much because, he's adding on +2/+2 and playing a little bit of catch up there. He's adding on the 2nd Robo, so now he can make double disruptor production happen. He's getting up a Dark Shrine for, low supply, high efficiency harass. It seems like Nice is posturing himself for a late stage game. It's just a little bit scary to do versus someone like TY, but you know what? Nice has actually impressed me quite a bit today. I'm actually okay with this.
Yeah, I quite like it too, and he's really playing the opponent at this point because everyone seems to be playing Nice, where they're just being super defensive and waiting to absorb his big attack. But like you're saying, this time he's looking to transition a lot better, a lot smoother, similarly to what we saw in that game 3 against Hero Marine, and it's not looking too bad though. TY is definitely in a better position than Hero Marine was at this point in time, and not a lot of chokes though remaining for him, so maybe there's openings for Nice.
Okay, this is gonna be really awkward over here. Does he notice the army? He does manage to spot it out. Disruptor Shot is gonna try and zone out any of these ghosts. The Vikings looking for kills, but here we have the charge loss running into that 3rd base, actually doing a lot of friendly fire to their own SCVs. Quite a few SCVs fall down over there, and Nice might even just be okay with some of that damage he just did to the worker count and just back off from that.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have loved to reset that tank count as well. A couple more zealots might have done the job for him. He still has a huge army, however, but this is a very wide open space, and now TY is pushing onto it. This is a place where he can really fan out his entire army if he can manage to get down this ramp. Nice trying to prevent the walk down the ramp, but if TY takes that walk, it's gonna be difficult to engage against the fan of TY's units.
Yeah, I'd love to see just like even a couple, like 1 or 2 more disruptors, I think would make or break a difference here in one of these fights. Because I think 3 disruptors is an okay amount if you are able to like zone out a little bit and maybe get 1 good hit. But I feel like 3 disruptor hits, you kind of use your shots and then the Terran player pounces versus 4 or 5. Now, Blink's DTs could actually jump in over here. Not even going to reveal Blink just yet, but does reveal the DTs.
Yeah, and he reveals a lot of them in case TY was paying attention, so that is a little bit problematic. I mean, those Marines could have been cleaned out a lot easier in other ways. Now TY is going to push across the map. The Ghost leading the charge, looking for those EMPs. 1 good one will be found, but the Archons still have their shields available. A group of Celot DT could be looking to snipe even planetary fortresses at this point, so TY has to reposition and be careful with that.
Yeah, looks like that command center over at that low ground location did get repaired back up, Cats. So he's gonna have some preparation there. Wait, is there not a missile turret? I see a sensor tower. There's no missile turret. The missile turret's on the north side, I think, of this base.
All right. Oh, TY might find the space here unless he gets sandwiched. A lot of these Vikings will fall. TY maybe had an opportunity there to take that north base from Nice. The EMPs have been very good at zoning things and kind of resetting things back for Nice to where he needs to pull back.
On the south side of the map, the DTs did so much damage. The command center is in the red. It's burning down right now. TY has to deal with that, but the engagement is also being forced out at the same time. He has to back up just to, you know, have the APM to deal with both sides.
Yeah, brilliant positioning from TY. However, making efficient use out of those chokes to EMP the entire army of Nice. So that's going to put a stop to that on that side. The DTs are looking to get adventurous. Ravi, and oh, big snipe. Will they blink onto the tanks? They haven't paid attention. Okay, there they go. Not too bad at all, Ravi. This is great. TY has to pull back with his entire army. Will the DTs be able to get out?
I think most of them should end up going down. Well, 3 are going to be able to survive, but that was already some value. He was able to deny the bottom bay command center from being actually landed and repaired. It's still in the burning right now. TY has just lost track of it during all these constant skirmishes and little bits of harassment here and there. Finally, he's going to send some SCVs to go repair that back up, but he's actually not even going to try and establish the base just yet.
Yes, indeed. And there's no more easy vision on the side of TY. Those blink DTs are strong enough to jump onto the bio. What happened, Ravi?
No, I was just saying, like, the Terran player loses that fight. DTs, once they get +3 weapons, they start one-shotting Marines, even if they have +3 armor and combat shields. DTs with +3 weapons are a different beast for Terran players to deal with.
Nice. Very well done there by Nice. Also baiting the Widowmine shot before blinking in. Is there enough? If the DTs were together, I feel like they might have taken that army down, if not at least a few more units for sure. Still, Nice getting pinned a little bit back as TY continues his expansion onto the north. And this is going to be a very annoying sieging position from TY, but Nice applying pressure on the south consistently, to the north, to the south, as James likes to say.
I think the one thing that Nice really would love to be able to do is actually deny that top right-hand base. If he's able to deny that, he's going to be able to keep TY on these 4 bases for such a long time in this game. The Zealots are getting a bit ahead of themselves, so he's going for the snipe off of the command center. He really just wants to deny additional bases. EMP on the observers manages to actually snag one of them.
Yeah, very well done by TY on that, but Nice gets what he came for, right? And he has been contesting this low area of the map, this south area of the map. Very nice disruptor shots will take down all 3 Widow Mines. The Ghosts are not very good against disruptors themselves, and there isn't any Liberators to zone out. A nuke, Ravi, has made its way into this series because, of course, it has a Nice playing a wonderful game. He's choking the life out of the Korean Terran, but... Okay, never mind.
Doesn't actually hit any of the workers, ironically.
That's kind of sad.
Maybe the next one. Maybe the next one.
Oh, yeah, maybe the next one. I mean, yeah, I thought at least a good 10 workers would go down there. Again, Disruptor, so scary. The tanks have been taken down. There is no Liberators, and the Ghosts cannot really split like Marines can. So defensive nuke will be employed, and hey, TY making a few uncharacteristic blunders.
Yeah. Softens up a Stalker there. Man, the ZT is finally going to get sniped off over here by a large Bioforce over on the north side. Oh, at the same time, we see a couple of Stalkers suiciding in as Nice really wants to dive up to the north side to deal with that big Bioforce. He's going to get flanked potentially from both sides, but the Ghosts are running in by themselves, and it looks like the Archons with the Zealots are enough to deal with that north side fight. TY not able to group his army up together. He is sitting down 40 supply right now, and Nice is pushing through to deny the last remaining mining bases.
Yeah, I love this position from Nice, and the positioning from Nice, more importantly, as the Disruptors are gonna look to siege here, get some SCVs going, but the flank of Marines, he cannot not pay attention to that, as TY gets a lot of free damage. Nice at least gets the Planetary Fortress and will try to recall, but his efforts will be futile.
Oh my god, I do not like that he just right-clicked down the planetary and tried to DPS through the repair. He went from like a 40 supply lead there, Cats, to being down 20 supply and army supply. He has to replenish that army, and he has the economy to do it, but oh my god, this is getting a little bit scarier now.
A little bit scarier indeed. A lot of DTs on the counter offense. Ravi, you must be loving this. And yeah, Nice can give up this base. He should give up this base. The Disruptors are going to have a say in the matter. But Nice, please just evacuate. You just need to survive right now. The DTs are doing so much damage. He has choked TY so many ways here out on the map. He just needs to back away. Keep those units alive. Get some more warp-ins and then go again. Maybe warp in 1 DT at a time. The nuke will land successfully, but not onto any probes or honestly, just a couple.
Cats, see, the DTs are going to be running into the main base now, and they're all getting sniped off. And yes, Nice does manage to finally push back that army. Okay, well, DTs are going to survive. I was going to say, I think that Nice either needs to have gotten these DTs up in the main and start denying production earlier, or you have to shut down the mining bases. If you're just sniping off like the natural, some supply depots, how much value are you really getting from those DTs while you're trading out one of your bases? I really think there was a potential kill move there for Nice if he had gone after either the top right or the production line in the main base. And I feel like now he puts himself in a more complicated situation.
Yeah, but it's still a comfortable situation, I think, for him. TY is down on orbital commands to where he... can't waste those DTs, though. He only has 4 orbital commands, right? A lot of orbital commands have gone down this game. There is still DTs. There's not even turrets in some of these bases. So, you know, 1 DT at a time could be extremely annoying on the side of Nice if he catches wind of this. And he has had the better economy. I mean, look at that supply gap now. I think TY had an opportunity to punch back after Nice wasted his army, but I think that's all but gone now, Ravi. I love Nice's position here.
I definitely think he still has a commanding lead in this game. It's going to be up to TY to try and disrupt that. No pun intended. DT is just going to try and get a little bit of harassment done, even if it's just kind of bugging TY as constantly you get that notification, and maybe you missed one of these DTs running on into your mineral line, sniping off a handful of the SCVs and mules that TY really, really does need.
Yeah, and I mean, Nice. He should look at that. Yeah, he has another DT already ready to run in because he sees no turrets, and he sees a delay in the response, and he has a DT in the main. Oh, that is nasty. But yeah, look at this DT, right? He's just doing his thing.
Yeah. And as the rest of the Bioforce comes forward, the Charizard's going to jump in on top of this. They're a little bit far ahead of these Colossus and these Disruptors, but the army is honestly just big enough that I think Nice is still going to be okay. He's going to be able to snag a handful more of these workers as well. There's down to 41 workers. One Colossus really wants to make that even less, but seems like he's going to have to back off for now. Do you feel like it's okay to just continue focusing on denying this space over here?
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that he did his job at the south. I think that this base is dangerous because if you leave it alone, then TY can just kill one of your bases for free, basically. Yeah. So it's a very important point of contention. There's not a PF there. So I think it's good, man. I think that's where he needs to continue to apply pressure.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think this is going to be the critical base for TY, because if he's not able to get up those south side bases, then it's going to become extremely problematic. Even more DT is going to be running in toward that main base yet again. Yeah,
I'll say though, Ravi, Nice has been maxed out for the last minute or two, and he really hasn't looked to trade. I feel like he really should, right? Like he has a lot more army than, or a lot more economy than TY. So if he trades anywhere, if he can replenish that, I wouldn't mind him add more production or something of the sort. So he does have a lot of gateways, but he needs to find some trades.
Yeah, I think that's true, and he does manage to trade out a few units over there. Even sniping off a Ghost or two is going to make a difference, especially when you're sniping off, you know, all of your opponent's remaining Ghost Academies. Now, the army for TY is finally on the south side of the map. It's actually got a base where there are no probes really mining over here, but the cannons and the shield battery overcharge going to make things a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, beautiful splits for TY, kind of finding out all over the place, but the army for Nice is huge. Good disruptor shots, a couple of them will connect, and still a lot remaining for Nice, a ton of warpins, and I think this is it. I think the Taiwanese champion has defeated, at least for the one game, the Korean champion. And my Jesus.
Here on the top left-hand side of the map, we have the red Protoss player representing Team Alpha X Esports. He is Nice.
I'm representing GSL Korea and everything that is Terran. It is TY. Will he be able to do it, Ravi? I'm not so sure.
oh God, I feel like it's scary. It's all one of those moments where I'm like, just because it'd be so cool to see that level of diversity, to see all the regions represented in the playoffs and everything. I'm definitely have like a lot of hopes for Nice right here. I think it'd mean a lot for his career and everything. At the same time, though, man, it's gotta be like a very stressful situation for TY in a way that probably a lot of the Koreans are not used to, where you kind of feel like you're letting down your country a little bit to some degree. It's like Koreans just, I think a lot of the Koreans actually do have quite a bit of pride about the Koreans being the best. It's not actually just something that lives in like the fans' heads and stuff. Koreans honestly and earnestly do take pride in themselves being so good at StarCraft.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. Though I think most of them have always been mature to say like, oh, this player's rising, right? Like, oh, Serral is the best, or like Serral and Reynor are so strong. But right now, I mean, they're in a position, a lot of these Koreans, where they're losing to not Serral and Reynor, right? And this is just so scary and so much pressure when only one other Korean has advanced so far. You are the GSL champion. I mean, yeah, like if I were TY, I would be completely terrified. He has the weight of the world on his shoulders. Whereas again, Nice already outperformed expectations. I think he can play calmly and just do his best. And TY did fix his hair at some point, but it's,
that was what he needed, Cap. That's what's been off. We can explain everything by the fact that his hair was off, so he wasn't playing his best StarCraft, guys. All right, it's all resolved now, guys. TY is gonna show up in full force, but is what I'd like to say, but it's not just that, like, it's not like TY has been making all these incredible mistakes and just super duper misplaying at every turn and getting punished for it. Nice is actually just playing that well. That has been the impressive part.
Absolutely, that was a brilliant game by him, I think, and tactically and strategically, I think he had a lot of very good maneuvers. And I would love to see another macro game to decide things here. And it seems like both players are kind of gravitating towards that as time looks to be opening with Blink again, but Robo very quickly thereafter.
Yeah, this isn't like the 4-gate Blink that we saw in the first game or anything. Or at least not yet anyways, if he's going to try and commit to something like that. Like you said, it's a much faster Robo, so he can probably get up the Observer and maybe a War Prism. The Proxy Pylon up there is a little bit curious, though, so I do wonder if that's going to be used. And he even gets scouted, actually, by that Reaper.
Yeah, and that's kind of scary, right? Because it gives you stuff to think about, and it's so far away that if you're TY, it's a very difficult to punish pylon. Like, you don't want to move army units over there. So Nice just having it there and having it not do anything. I actually even like it. I was gonna say I don't mind it, but I think I like it.
Yeah, I actually like it as well. Even if it just ends up being like I can occasionally warp in like 2 adepts or something, or 3 adepts, and try and do a little run by with the shades or something. Or if it's gonna be the ultra backup pylon, because we actually do see 5 gateways being added on cats. This is no longer 4-gate. I'm being pretty aggressive, Blink. This is 6-gate. Let's go.
Yeah, it really is. I'm not sure how I feel about that, though. TY has been so very good on defense, and he is producing a decent number of units already. There is a chance that maybe TY moves out on the map, and then Nice will be in an amazing position because he will have overkill of units. But if Nice moves out on the other end, which looks to be like what he's planning to do, it could get pretty dangerous. And TY is gonna choose to just send the 1 Marine to deal with the pylon. So that is good on him. And now it's kind of Nice put in an awkward position there. The Observer, I think, is gonna spot that medevac, and the Stalkers are already looking to cut it.
Oh, this is gonna be so tough. If you lose the medevac and the 2 Widow Mines, okay, Nice is not actually gonna try and cut it off. Just sends the Stalkers first trip forward. Okay, you know what I want to see with that medevac when it comes in with the Widow Mines? I want to see the Stalkers not react at all. I want to see 1 Stalker warped in at home and just pull the probes, handle it that way, and focus on this attack. Here we go, Blink forward, onto the bunker. Gonna be able to snipe it off before the repair comes out. That's a good start.
Yeah, he's gonna kite back as he waits for Blink to reset so that he can continue to trade effectively. This is a good poke already for Nice. Remember, there's a medevac from TY on the other side that's about to hit his Nice's natural. So if Nice can just hold and not lose too many probes, he will be in a fantastic position. TY already losing a lot of units, a lot of SCVs. Here comes the medevac on the other end of things. Nice maybe not paying attention. 14 SCVs have gone down, but also 8 probes go down on the other end. And yeah, this is kind of a hectic game already. I'm not sure who takes the better engagement, who takes the better trade here. A Widowmine trying to help here, Ravi. This is getting really tense.
Yeah, there's no observers anymore, but that Widowmine, it's going to be able to stay alive for a little bit longer. Nice, looking to deny this natural for a bit. He's going for additional snipe-offs. I love that TY is just playing so defensive at the top of that ramp because he knows these Widowmines are going to get consistent damage done on the other side of the map. The Widowmines have looked like they've been cleaned up or pushed back, so no additional damage being done.
Oh no, the Widowmites are gonna get so many probes here, and I really wish Nice was just sieging this command center. Just take it down. You don't have to go up that ramp. Even before losing those probes, that would have been amazing, but even now, I think he could just kill the command center and be happy because it's gonna be so difficult to go up or down this ramp for either player.
Medevac gets sniped off over there. Zealot are the units that it looks like Nice is just willing to sacrifice against. Going after some of the depots, it looks like the Widowmines ran away or got picked off. I'm not sure which, but it looks like at the end of the day, Nice is still continuing to push forward, even with the Widowmines continuing to throw out their shots. He is just trying to blink out of the way of them, but he still takes some damage from them.
18 probes to 16 SCVs, and no natural to be mined right now from TY. This game is crazy. Again, Nice has to be feeling jitters right now because if he held that on his end, this would be all but done. But as it stands, TY has been able to push him back. Look at that beautiful setup in a cone as well with the mines, should those stalkers commit any what further. So TY is going to be situated here very well to defend. And in production, Nice, it just does not have any probes. He's really committed to trying to end the game right now, and I don't know that he can.
It's getting so tough right now, Cats, because the medevacs are actually all just basically out of energy, so these stims are becoming costly, and the stalkers regenerate their shields behind all this. The Widowmines have been being picked off by these observers, or that one observer, which decided it wasn't going to help out back at home with the consistent Widowmine drops. I actually think that Nice is starting, even with the inferior economy of 10 workers to 16, I actually think he's starting to make a lot of progress here.
This is insane. I mean, TY has bought so much time, but like you're saying, Nice making progress little by little, but he's not really reinforcing. TY is making a couple of units at a time. Nice, I mean, there's one stalker warping in, but that is all he can afford. A big stim forward from TY. The medevac's nearly out of energy as one with completely full energy arrived. But yeah, this is looking harder and harder for Nice, I think, Ravi.
That one medevac you were pointing out is going to actually be so key because it's going to provide, like you said, consistent healing for these units because it's all about trading out efficiently. It's about using your shields to the best of your abilities. Another stalker gets warped in. Nice finally gets some reinforcements on his 7-worker economy with the Widowmine still up in his main base, denying mining slowly but surely. And at this point, Cats, what is Nice's long-term plan? Is he literally just hoping I will eventually break through this with Blink Stalker? Is he ever going to think about a transition? Or, you know, getting up one observer to kill off the Widowmines?
Yeah, I never really liked that plan much, but it's what Nice stuck with, and now TY confident enough to go down the ramp. It looks like the Korean champion has finally done it. We will have 2 Koreans in the round of 8, but what a performance from Nice. TY takes the